According to Polynesian mythology, the southeastern country of New Zealand was discovered over 1,000 years ago by the Maori. The tribe settled on the land, which was later rediscovered by a small group of Europeans who wanted part of the land. In 1840, the Maori and British worked together to sign the Treaty of Waitangi, establishing a British law in New Zealand. These two cultures collided and made the country a place with many unique traditions through music and dance, food, and sports.
There is a wide variety of food options in New Zealand. Because of its relationship with England, the food is heavily influenced on British culture. In recent years, there is also a big push in Asian and Pacific foods. The first people to live in New Zealand were the Maori people. Their main food diet was based on plants, like kumara, which is a sweet potato-like food, or tea, a common fruit. Later on, European foods like pork, pumpkin, and sugar were added. Now, however, the Maori food diet has been under fire for obesity and diabetes risks. Now the food is mostly of British descent with dishes like fish and chips. A popular British dish that New Zealand has put its own cultural spin on is the meat pie, which is a different type of food which can be eaten on the go in a type of crust. These are mainly consumed at sporting events like rugby games. Of course, there are ethnic foods as well as a big Chinese and Japanese food push.
Sports play an influential role in New Zealand culture, the most popular and most celebrated being rugby. Rugby is a physical sport similar to American football. Played without pads or helmets, it is often considered to consist of the toughest athletes. The object of each time match is to outscore your opponent. Tries, similar to touchdowns in football, are worth 5 points, while conversions or extra points are worth 2. A drop goal, or as we know it, a field goal, is worth 3 points. One interesting aspect of rugby is that there are no forward passes. Rather, teams must lateral the ball backwards and can only make forward progress by running on the ground. Once a player is tackled, a scrum ensues to determine the next possessor of the ball, and play continues. The New Zealand national team, the All Blacks, are a global powerhouse in the rugby world. Named for the color of their jerseys, the All Blacks have won 3 Rugby World Cups and hold the record for winning percentage at 77%. They are often considered one of the most dominant teams in any sport across the globe.
New Zealand's culture consists of many types of music and dance. The Maori use traditional music, folk music, and classical music to express themselves. A lot of their music was created by using a poi, which are balls attached to sticks that make noises when you strike it against your body, or they pound it on their chest for noises. But more recently, New Zealand has styles that consist of hip-hop, reggae, rock and roll, and electronica. Electronica is more popular because of the club scene in New Zealand. Dancing is a big part of New Zealand's culture. Most dances were brought over by people from other countries coming to New Zealand. They have a musical performance called the Kapa Haka that consists of dancing, singing, and chanting, which usually involves using a poi. New Zealand dancing also consists of many facial expressions, such as sticking out your tongue and bulging your eyes.
According to Polynesian mythology, the southeastern country of New Zealand was discovered over 1,000 years ago by the Maori. The tribe settled on the land, which was later rediscovered by a small group of Europeans who wanted part of the land. In 1840, the Maori and British worked together to sign the Treaty of Waitangi, establishing a British law in New Zealand. These two cultures collided and made the country a place with many unique traditions through music and dance, food, and sports.